Hello guys, this is Terry from Genki Gaming TV. I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Lucas Dimond for this awesome tropical house progressive mix that's playing in the background. A link to his channel is down below, but for today we're going to be talking about one of Whitebeard's strongest commanders, Fossa. And in this theory slash thought slash discussion video, we're going to discuss all possibilities around Fossa. As you guys know, Fossa is the 15th Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates, equal in power to all of the other commanders. He has a black leather jacket and some whitish tan pants, and his longsword, or should I say his katana, has a square tsuba, or a square hilt guard, and hilt in general. Fossa is someone, I have to say, who is the most loyal out of all of the commanders. He's one of those pinnacle commanders in loyalty. Though all of the commanders are loyal, I think Fossa, Marco, Josu, and a couple of the others are more loyal than not. This disloyalty seems to be somewhere in the middle, and a lot of the other commanders weren't expanded upon enough for them to actually be something that we can reflect upon for loyalty. He is a very intelligent swordsman, knowing that both Whitebeard and Shanks have Kings or Conquerors hockey. The word Vista, the word Fossa, I know I probably have already said Vista one too many times, and that's going to change my etiquette or talking manner, but Fossa is Latin for an atomical depression, a trench, a hollow area. But it also can have a meaning of a large primitive cat-like mammal, something like a lynx. This could be inferring that Fossa might have a double fruit but might not have used it, or might have a double fruit in the future. Usually in naming conventions like this, sometimes Oda hints and enforce that stuff with it. Very loosely, though. And as you guys know, since Fossa is a commander, his sword is most likely made with liquored metal or liquored iron. And what that means is the blade can assume an elemental property, and for Fossas, the blade can catch a blaze or can become lit on fire. And it seems like Fossa has mastered this technique to the level of even just using his sword as a simple lighter, as we've seen him light his cigars with it during Marineford. Fossa didn't have any drastic or any huge fights during the Battle of Marineford. So, with that in mind, we don't have anything to truly base his combat off of at this particular point of time. So with that in mind, let's just base it off of what we've seen and what we know about Fossa. As for Fossa's experience in video games, he is a strength powerhouse swordsman and an int powerhouse swordsman, both in One Piece Treasure Cruise. And with that in mind, both specials, or both captain abilities, boost the strength of those specials. Like, for the strength, it would boost the strength special damage a certain percent higher. Same thing for the int. Both unique in their own way. And I've always seen Fossa, ever since I've ever seen him, as someone who has that strong loyalty, strong bond with the people he's around, to even an emotional level where he's willing to sacrifice himself for them. Like, his willingness to come and help Whitebeard save Ace is something I see as a pivotal stand for his character. I believe that Fossa does have a pretty decent mastery of armament hockey and observation hockey, but no Conqueror's hockey at all, since he is just a commander. I believe only the upper three commanders could have a small amount of Conqueror's hockey. So let's talk about after the time skip in the Payback War. As we know, the Whitebeard pirates were defeated at the Payback War. I believe that Fossa, with how strong an emotional level and bond he has with the crew, I believe he's training somewhere with the other swordsmen. I think they're all training together, and I think Fossa is trying his darndest and his hardest to keep the morale of the crew pretty stable, even after such a depressing loss. We don't have any true losses confirmed or true deceases of pirates, so we're just going to assume that everyone's still alive and that no one changed sides as of yet. Even at that, I don't think Fossa would have changed sides due to his emotional and analytical bonds with the crew. I believe at this point in time, after the time skip, his armament hockey is at the top level that he could possibly reach, and that he's such a developed swordsman by now that using the liquor and iron, he's able to set not only his sword ablaze, but also his arms, where he has his armament hockey implemented at. Say he goes full armament hockey only on his arms. The flame from his sword can go up his arms and make him look kind of like Ghost Rider-ish in a way. But let's just take for a moment that idea of him being a double fruit user now or in the future. If he does have this primitive cat or ancient cat Lynx double fruit, if he didn't have it before, he would be going through the learning process of controlling the different forms, the hybrid form, the base animal form, and his normal human form. And he would even have to go through the capacity of learning and mastering cat-like instincts to improve his hockey and his strength. Seeing what all skills Roblucci has, we can base on assumption that Fossa, if he was a Lynx double fruit user, would have some similarities, even if it is ancient Lynx double fruit. Let's just think for a moment. He would be able to send out shockwaves via his claws when he slashes the air. Maybe he chooses not to use his claws. Maybe he sticks to being a swordsman, but uses his zone double fruit power for durability and stamina. And he's able to now outlast people. Maybe he's even at the same level of stamina as Kaku, being able to make fights go out or be persistently longer than what they have to wear out his opponents. Or maybe now his armament hockey is so strong with his zone physique that he's able to simply cut through opponents as if they're butter. But at this point in time, we truly don't have enough building blocks to really revolutionarily build off of, because Fossa's potential is immense. We don't know that much about him, so everything at this point is speculation, and it's just my thoughts concerning him. For all I know at this point in time, he could have passed due to the battle that happened during the Payback War. I believe Oda is going to keep the Payback War masked in mystery and fog until after Kaido falls. Maybe even a little bit before the point where Marco and the rest of the people who are still a part of the Whitebeard forces join up with Luffy to put the final nail in the bed known as Kaido's defeat. I feel like if Fossa is still alive, he'll be able to help Zoro out with fighting the Shogun of Wano. Or maybe he is even the one that tussles with Jack. It's safe to assume that all commanders are about the same baseline level as of this particular point of time, except for the top three. The top three are usually the ones with rather unique double fruit abilities or powers, so it's kind of safe to assume that even though Fossa hasn't been confirmed to have a double fruit, but he hasn't necessarily been confirmed to be a truly only a swordsman either. We've only gotten to see him fight a little bit, so there's still the chance that a double fruit could be had by him at this particular point in time, or could have been attained after the time skipper during the Payback War. So with that in mind, there are countless possibilities concerning this character and concerning some of the other commanders we don't really know a lot about. We only have one commander left to discuss and talk about, and that's the one we truly know the least about. So, we're going to end things here, guys. My name is Terry from Genki Gaming, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Your support helps me immensely, and I just want to thank you for taking the time to be a part of our awesome community. Have yourselves a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. I've been Terry with Genki Gaming, and I am out of here. Bye-bye, guys.